Wolfiez and Benjy now within millimeters of each other. And so many players fall in there. The TK, Queasy. This is where competitive Fortnite gets fun, man. Look at that zone as well. Oh my goodness, Wolfiez goes down to Benjy. You could almost read it in the stars.
One of the only times to really keep pushing the story of your solo game, and right now Benjy and Savage are box to box. This is not Anaheim though. This is not the last game of the night. It's just the meeting these guys are having together. Savage taking a car and getting in, leaving Benjy at the pit stop, Alpha with them in between.
Yeah, and that's a fight that could get pretty destructive. Those two titans, especially the implications it'd have on the standings, right? Be huge. It'd be a perfect opening for someone like Nate to come in and say, hey, look, this is my time to shine. And Benjy completely ignoring everything I've just said because he's trying to get in here and he goes down as a result of it.
He shouldn't have.
Yeah, that is
completely deleted.
That's brutal.
And Savage gets his loot.
All chilling right now. No shots being exchanged. It's kind of like at this moment, it's like you kind of don't want to shoot at somebody because if you leave here injured, then all the time that you spent getting every single material is all wasted for just 5 points when you could be racking up so much more. As we're seeing Benjy on the top right setting up an ambush for Crew, and he gets some nice beams. Now Benjy here definitely has the green light to kind of push Crudax here, and Crudax, look at that mad scramble on the left side of the screen, the extensions, the tunneling, the skill just to get away, and Benjy is going to get very close to him to close out. There's going to be a nice 5-pointer here, but he's going to have to earn it, and he does. Earned and put right into that 5 points, going into 220 Fallout.
That's exactly right. Benjyfishy is popping off right now. He's not a fish, he's a shark. The way that he's performing, the level in which he's doing it, continuing right where he left off in Europe and the finals by getting, I think, top 15 with a pop-off game in the last game after not having the best start. Something tells me if Benjy can keep this consistency up, he will be your Dreamhack champion. He's playing really, really strong. But the question is, can he keep it up? Because I don't know if it's a curse. I don't know if it's fatigue. I don't know what it is. We have yet to see a player win the semifinal, dominate the semifinal, and find success in the grand final with a top 2 or top 1 finish. Can Benjy be the first? That's the question.
I think Analyx could definitely hold it. I think he has a plan for it. I don't think it would be a mistake, but we did see him drop it for a brief moment as we're dropping into Benjyfishy as 5 players are holding everybody back from placement points. Benjyfishy already with 3 limbs. He's going to introduce himself, and you're seeing the cone play, the cone read, as he saw a slight window of opportunity to push on in on Hookah. He got a couple of tags on Hookah, and now he's going to retreat back to it. So if you ever see a cone sitting on top of a build, be wary because someone could spring a trap and jump on out. And now we got a nice overview how everybody's trying to fill out this puzzle that is. Now it goes up the Stark Industry, so the people that are gambling like the Analyxes of the lobby have to make their way up to the island.
That's exactly right. We'll see if Benjyfishy, we hyped him up. We said at the beginning in the top of the game here, of the lobby, and we're going to jump on board with Benjy, and we're going to listen to you, chat. You know, we believe in the Benjyfishy. We believe and we stand with Benjy. Well, guess what? Now he's got to perform here in the late game. Eyes on you, Benjy. We all know how good you are in these scenarios. We'll see what he can do. Looks like the server's going to catch up with us here, so momentarily we'll find out what Benjy's fate is. He's still alive, of course. I always hold my breath a little bit in those moments because you never know. Low on mats, Benjy's got to be careful.
Such a smart use of recycling the crash pad. What you're going to see here is Benjy do his best to make his way to height as much as possible. So his rotations, yes, he's making rotation, but at the same time, he's changes layers. He's changing layers and making his way up slowly but surely. The question is out of hard match. So now he's going to look for an opportunity to look for that refresher that he desperately needs. Crashes in. Yes, right in the box, looking for the connection. No, down he goes. The crash pad into the box. The 50-50, and the odds were not in Benjy's favor. Fallout.
Benjy, a sniper rifle onto Snazy. If Snazy gets taken out, endgame gets easier for so many people, but then in the next early game, he'll get even more angrier. He blocks the first shot. Benjy might even hunt him down.
And you see the patience there from Benjy. Looked for the snipe shot. Wasn't able to connect, but regardless, the point is made, right? He gets that initial damage, and that gives him the A-OK to push towards this fight if he does choose to. I think Snazy creating the separation with the impulse probably, says to Benjy, all right, look, you've created a separation. I'm going to move over towards the vault, see if I can get any leftovers, and trust me, at the vault, you usually find a bunch of leftovers, right?
You say leftovers, you usually find a whole second meal there, man.
Exactly.
I'm just wondering how many people are sharing that spot. There's a replay from X Squeeze on the bottom. But Doom's Domain in solos, is it still like the best spot, or is Stark better? We even have the ruins now.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, right? We always have these debates, especially this season, right? The debate would be between Doom and Stark and which one's the better one. And I think in terms of trios versus solos, is there much difference in terms of, what makes which one better? Not really. I think they're both just two amazing places with large amounts of loot. The mythical items, do they come into play as much as they would in solos as they do in trios? Probably not. So I think it matters less, but Doom is still one of those places where it's like, this is where you want to be landing. I think Monday, feels like yesterday. Monday, we saw in Heat 2 Splashy. He had amazing success, right? He was popping off just from landing that.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Wait,
Snazy
came back and gets wrapped up? Did he not see Benjy go down here? This is a weird decision, but good for Benjy, I guess. All he had to do is wait.
Yeah, that's some really poor play. I'm guessing he just didn't see him go down, but in that general area, you've got to assume Benjy would be looking towards the vault, like to just kind of teleport like that. It's just, I don't know, with no info. It just seems a bit odd to me, but okay, I guess.
It happens sometimes like that. Free pickup for Benjy. I don't think we'll see a mistake like that again from Snazy. Wolfie's now on the hunt in Slurpee Swamp. Nowhere near inside the zone. Actually, he's pretty close, but compared to everyone else we've been watching, we haven't seen many storm fights. I don't think Naku's going to be too happy if he gets beamed in the back.
And you see here, Wolfiez moving in relatively slow. Just playing the long game, right? Just being as patient as possible. Waiting for that perfect moment and finally opting to take that shot. Naku now wondering where it's all gone wrong because Wolfiez is in his face. Okay, Naku almost getting up for a second, but Wolfiez, a controller player, doesn't miss his shots, and it's only a matter of time now until Naku's out of this game. In the storm, time's ticking down low. It doesn't seem like he has much white HP. He does have the minis, but is it gonna matter against Wolfiez here? He's on a tear right now.
And he gets Naku down. Now, Wolfiez, man, we know about him. He's won Cash Cups time and time again. I think the most recent trio one as well.
Really hiding in a bush, rest guard. You just don't want to be in a bush. Okay, sit down, rest guard. Rest guard, you're my buddy, you're my boy, but sit down. Not really in the bush. So slow, so patient. Slower than a sloth's funeral. Still
Dude, hold
able
up.
to take him out.
You're saying sit down. Did rest guard ever get to stand up? My man was in 100th place after game number 1. And now just got 200 pumped in game number 2. Lie down, honestly.
I'll tell you where he is. He's still at 100.
Oh, God, don't do him like that. Don't do him like that, Levin.
Okay, I'm sorry. Look, I didn't say stay out of the bush, right? Right before he jumped in, I said he wants to stay out of the bush.
Oh, my. Well, no, Riley, I think he's done this twice already. We didn't get to see the first one, or it might be somewhere else. 2 elims, a big base on Starks. Could we see a repeat of game number 1 with the zone?
You know what? I know the players don't want it, right?
Yeah.
I know the players don't want it. I don't know. I think I like it sometimes, right? Like with the right scenario, the right circumstances, it does get really interesting. Like just the chaos. And I think that's what a lot of people like to see. But we'll see. It is definitely a possibility.
See, the one thing with these zones, right, like Stark Industries and Polar Peaks, is that I see the same players actually traversing them time and time again. On your screen, we saw Queasy. The FNCS trios and other solo DreamHacks we've watched, no matter what the zone is, especially Stark zones, the man's usually on top of things. So I believe the players can get it done and actually have it as a benefit if zones go there and they play it right? You get to get free placement. Half the lobby gets taken out if you make it on there. I feel like it's not that big of a deal.
I feel you now. I think it's interesting as well, like on the topic of like zones, right? Did you see Aussie Antics' post about zones for EU on FNCS?
Yeah, I saw it for EU as well, yeah.
Like, did you see how many North zones there were? Like, Catty getting like no love, like that side of the map getting no love, and it seems like it's the same again so far today. Like,
it's 6 games, man. It's like, and it changes every time, so like people can't even adapt, right? It's not like you can just start landing north. Like in another region he posted it too, it was full south. Was that OCE? Or like
but that's why I was a bit like, this is the second time now in EU where like I'm just seeing a bunch of south zones, not south zones, north zones, sorry. Would that play in your mind? Like if you saw just crazy north zones as a player, like are you switching?
There's one team that I talked to about that actually, Xstat on NA East. They just literally optimize their drops so hard that no matter where the zone is, they can adapt and be in positions. Just like Benjy. This man's landing on this side of the zone to be in positions to actually shoot and get these free elims where you can just get 2-3 headshots before the player can build. It's all about how fast you loot, the speed of which you rotate when a new zone pops up. I don't think it's your drop spot entirely, but that factor that'll determine where you will actually be in the zone. G fully stacked, 5 shockwaves, gold AR, so many shields. Letchi, just like a spot that Mr. Savage was in. Yes, he has 1 shockwave and a few minis, but this next fight will be so crucial. He has 2 builds, no elims, just placement points really this game. He needs a huge box time, but he does not have crash pads like Savage did.
Another rotation's coming in, and so time's running out, right? He needs to figure out how he's going to do this now. You see Benjy moving in there. Perfect front side rotation, and now able to look back, and he might be able to pick off Trulix there on low HP. You see now Letchi making this move, making this play.
No builds.
Can he do it? I'm just waiting. He does.
I don't know who that was on, but he did put a fire trap down. It's all good. Letchi gets out with 44 builds now to use. Benjy's looking so good though with 81 in total. Still has shockwaves, still has God aim. Vato beamed out of the sky. Letchi though is ahead of Benjy in terms of positioning. One person though, jumping right on top of him. The zone on the left side of your screen is going over a river, going over water. So anyone on low like Queasy is in trouble. Benjy's trying to drop people down. Letchi on the top right is trying to survive. He has a full goal loadout now and floppers with a broomstick.
Yeah, and he's looking for eliminations to add to all of that now as well. Shockwave comes in, getting to that front side once again. He's able to save his remaining materials for now as he looks for that elimination, peeking around in that cone. See how crazy it's getting, right?
Ooh.
See Kinzo on that height. Benjy picks up the elimination, but now he's on the back foot. The Shockwave able to buy him some time.
Oh my god, on the left side of your screen, Mr. Savage down at 1 HP. Kinzel's the one who has height. Letchi brooms away into another box. No one at his front door just yet. Savage is still surviving with a sliver of HP, and Benjy joins him in the exact same spot. Savage taken out. Benjy just 1 tick down to the storm. He needs Siphon. He needs the Elim. He finds Jamside taken out. On the bottom right of your screen, Benjy is fully activated just like last Dreamhack, but not as desperate. He's looking cool, calm, and collected and getting more mats and big Siphon eliminations as well. Now at 100 HP, Kinzel is still on height. looking for his next move. The whole lobby bounces back. There's time to fight now for everyone.
Yeah, and Lechy just picked up another elimination of his own, and you see these two teammates there on a crash course of collision. Benjy opting to change layers now. Gonna use himself to get up. Kinzo in the meantime has lost that high ground. We see EMXXR sitting pretty up there. Benjy find himself in some trouble though now, fighting Kinzo, and Kinzo takes him out.
Kinzo drop from height down to Benjy's domain, but this time it's Benjy who gets knocked in the storm. Lechy though with 2 elims is looking for his surprise shot, and what a glorious one it was. A full 220 to the head with a gold pump, and he flies straight up for another mid-ground spot. But now in the eyes of MXR, as Kinzel makes it a top 3 situation, MXR is big vibing on height though. No one really touching him. Kinzel pressuring Lechy. Can he get out of this trap? Can he get out of this sandwich? Kinzel taken out. It's a 1v1 between Lechy and MXR. They're right next to each other, box to box. Sprays coming in, and it's Lechy who is the box fight warrior who takes it with 5 eliminations.
Oh my goodness. Lechy, the German, coming out on top there.
And in the semifinals, you're going to see players kind of clashing together at places where they normally don't expect anybody, and soon they will get to the set lobbies. And Benjyfishy is now cooking on all cylinders as he moves out of the vault. We're seeing the player that's currently in the top 3 in the semifinals. Ooh, some big flicks, some big shots. Not a clean hit so far, but Zeno, I'm thinking he's gonna. Ooh, gets tagged right there. You gotta know that Benjy's at the front door, right? You gotta know you're fighting someone that's an elite of Fortnite, right, Fallout?
That's exactly right. You have to be aware, and that I'm telling you right now, you know it's Benjy. Everyone knows it's Benjy. The whole lobby knows it's Benjy. He drops Doom's domain. He's not afraid to tell you, and he's not afraid to W key everyone. Needs to be a little careful here. Crash pads, aggression, but the third party seems like it's nearby. He finds one. Look at that. Benjy head in a swivel quite literally, and then bounces out of the action to make sure to reset. I love these plays from Benjy, and that is the Benjy difference. Look how nuts he is. We saw him in the last European tournament with that miraculous play that I had a chance to call alongside Shio, actually Shio that time, as you saw Iron Man get a pick right there. That's hilarious. But more importantly, I think that was Iron. I don't know what I saw.
Yeah, it was Iron Man on Moraine.
It was. That's amazing. More importantly, Benjy is so incredibly talented, and we just saw it right there. And the reason is, it's not his mechanical skill only. It's not his ability to outsmart people only. It's the whole package that he has. Recognizing he had to get that pick with quick speed, mock speed, if you will, and then recognizing right after that he had to disengage out of that fight, immediately turning around and getting a couple shots into his opponent to say, hey, back off, don't you dare chase me. That is the Benjy difference. That's what makes him so consistent. I know I made my prediction earlier, with the other Titan of the UK, Mongrel. Can I switch to Benjy now? Not allowed? Not allowed?
Not allowed. Not allowed, but it's okay, as we're seeing the first look at the witch shack, or the little spooky houses that's littered around the Fortnite mares, and that's going to give Benjy an opportunity to pick up a peppermint, or pick up some gumdrops, some candy corn, some candies that are kind of working like the floppers that you see. And as you see, he's going to use a peppermint to be able to pepper his way and loot more efficiently. So strong start here for Benjy in this matchup here. Will Benjy qualify with a strong performance? Maybe, Matt. But still, I know Benjy probably has, I'm taking a look at before this matchup, he has about much more games left in his belt to kind of work with. So Benjy's going to be just fine. But I want to see Benjy qualify with style,
Yep, that's what he does. This man is the styling on everyone. He's the king of style. You ever meet this guy in person? He's like in his teens and has more confidence than a 25-year-old New York stockbroker. I mean, it's insane what Benjy, he has the whole package, really. As a person, as a player, I have nothing but love and respect for this player. You meet his mom, she's a class act as well. The whole Benjyfishy family traveling around the world, supporting their kids' dreams. And, Benjy is someone that, even with all his success, you can't hate on that success. You have to respect his success because he does it the right way. He takes time to sign autographs. He takes time to talk to every single fan. He is an amazing, amazing human being. We are so lucky to have him as a professional player and leader in this community.
Yeah, and not so lucky as Haytney right now on the back foot trying to avoid this bull rush by Benjy. Benjy's going to bully his way. Yes, connects with a 5-point elim right then and there. And Benjy in this kind of lobby does not need any sort of white tag. Doesn't need to know that you're low. Doesn't need to know you're one shot. He just needs to see you. That's it. He's going to go on in. And again, all these players have 10 games to work with in the semifinals. And Benjy has still a whole slew of them.